Right, so we're diving deep today into a victory that really turned some heads. The Golden State Warriors coming back against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
We've got this article here that breaks it all down, how this unlikely win happened.
Right.
We're going beyond the box score today, looking at what made this happen, the individual performances and the team dynamic. What fueled this result?
I think that's what's so fascinating about this, even before we get into it, is just how improbable it was. I mean, going up against a powerhouse team like the Bucks.
Right.
Without Steph Curry, that's already tough.
Yeah.
And then, like, the article highlights they were trailing by a significant margin late in the third quarter. It's like, where do they go from here, you know?
It really did feel like, oh, is this it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into it. This article keeps coming back to Jimmy Butler's performance in the fourth quarter. It sounds like he just took over when the game was on the line.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. He just had these clutch plays, and it wasn't just the scoring, but the assists, too, drawing fouls, really disrupting the Bucks' defense. The box score says 24 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists. But it's not just the numbers. It's when he got them and how, you know, like,
Yeah.
You know, the Bucks were probably trying to anticipate certain plays, but Butler could read the defense. He knew whether to take the shot himself or find a teammate who was open, and that made all the difference.
And then there's that quote from him after the game. When it's my time, you'll know it's my time.
Yeah.
That's one of those things that could sound arrogant, but it feels like he backed it up.
Yeah.
What do you think a quote like that says about his mindset in those high-pressure moments?
I think it says a lot about his confidence and his history of coming through in the clutch. He believes in himself, and he's willing to shoulder that responsibility when the stakes are high. And that kind of confidence can spread through the whole team. It tells everyone else that they've got a leader who's ready to step up.
So while Butler's running the show on offense, the article also talks about Draymond Green's defense, particularly shutting down Giannis Antetokounmpo in the fourth quarter. Holding Giannis to 0 for 7 shooting in that crucial time, that's a whole other level of defense.
It really was something special. The article called it defensive brilliance, and they're right. It takes an amazing understanding of the game to stop someone like Giannis.
Right.
It's not just effort. It's anticipation, positioning, knowing what Giannis is going to do. Green's great at cutting off the drive and contesting shots without fouling, and that's a tough thing to do against a player like that.
And he's 35 years old. Analysts are calling him a defensive savant. And the heart and soul of the team, does his age make this performance even more impressive?
I think what's interesting here is that as players get older, their experience and their basketball IQ can actually become even more valuable. Their athleticism might decline a bit, but Green knows how to read the game, he communicates well on defense, and he can make those split-second decisions about when to help, when to switch, when to stay. You build that over years of experience, like a chess grandmaster. They might not have the same energy as a young player, but they can still dominate with their strategy.
It wasn't just the star players, though. The article highlights contributions from players who don't always get the spotlight. Brandon Podziemski, Gary Payton II, and Quentin Post.
Yeah.
Podziemski apparently had been labeled the worst player at one point, and then he hit some huge three-pointers in this game. That's got to be a big confidence boost.
It is, and it shows how resilient young players can be and that the coaching staff believes in them.
Yeah.
Those clutch shots can be massive. They swing the momentum and affect both teams psychologically. When a young guy steps up like that, it can really energize the team.
And then Gary Payton II, the article mentioned his usual high-energy play and some crucial scoring. He's always been a disruptive defensive presence, but it sounds like his offense was a factor too.
For sure, Payton II brings an intensity that's hard to match. He can put so much pressure on the ball defensively, creating turnovers and easy scores, but when his offense is clicking too, that adds a whole other layer to the Warriors' attack. It makes them so much harder to defend. That kind of two-way effort is invaluable.
Maybe the biggest surprise mentions was Quentin Post.
Oh, yeah.
They even quoted a fan comparing him to Steph Curry, calling him the Steph Curry of big men. That's high praise. It sounds like he's become a real offensive threat.
It is, and it shows how important these unexpected developments can be for a team to succeed. They acquired him in a pretty low-key move, and now he's a major scoring contributor.
Right.
That says a lot about the Warriors' scouting and player development, and about Post's own work ethic and improvement. That kind of unexpected growth can really raise a team's ceiling.
This brings us to the team's overall transformation.
Yeah.
The article contrasts this victory with their historically bad shooting performance against the Nuggets just 24 hours earlier.
Wow.
A complete turnaround. What do you attribute that to?
It shows you how important the mental side of basketball is.
Right.
To go from such a frustrating offensive game to a decisive win against a top team like that means there was a big shift in focus, energy, belief. Sometimes a bad performance can actually bring a team together and create a new sense of urgency and determination.
The narrative that this is a different Warriors team from 3 months ago, that Jimmy Butler is the missing piece for championship contention according to analysts. That's a big claim.
Yeah.
How does one player change things so much?
It's about how a new player's skills and personality fit with the rest of the team.
Yeah.
Butler brings scoring, playmaking, and tough defense, which the Warriors might have been lacking. But it's not just what he does on the court. His presence can change the leadership dynamic and raise the competitive level for everyone. It's not just adding talent, it's finding the right fit.
Even Coach Steve Kerr's quote in this article emphasizes heart, hustle, and belief as the foundation of Warriors basketball. Sounds like this win really embodied those principles.
Absolutely. That quote gets at the intangible stuff that's so important for lasting success in any sport. Strategy and talent are important, of course, but it's the grit, the effort, the unwavering belief in each other that lets a team overcome adversity and achieve great things. This win seems like a perfect example of that philosophy in action.
So what's the big takeaway here? The article suggests that this win is a statement to the rest of the league about the Warriors' continued competitiveness and their serious plans for a title run with Butler, Curry, and Green leading the way. Do you agree with that?
This win definitely sends a message. Overcoming a big deficit against a tough opponent, especially without one of their stars, shows their resilience and ability to play at a high level when it really counts. It reinforces the idea that they are still a force to be reckoned with in the league.
Okay, so just to recap, this comeback win was a result of several things. Jimmy Butler's incredible performance in the fourth quarter, Draymond Green's masterclass on defense, and those clutch plays from Podziemski, Payton II, and the continued rise of Quentin Post. It really shows a team digging deep and finding a way to win against the odds.
Exactly. And when we think about their championship hopes, this win shows what they can do when their key players are at their best and the supporting cast steps up. It's the kind of win that can build momentum and belief within a team.
So as we're wrapping up thinking about all these factors, Butler's big moments, Green's impactful defense, those unexpected contributors, and the team's overall resilience fueled by heart and belief. What do you think is the most important ingredient for a team that wants to win a championship? Is it the superstar talent, the defensive strength, the depth of the roster, or that intangible will to win?
It's something to consider as we reflect on this remarkable comeback.
It really is. Each of these pieces played a crucial role in this win, showing how complex success is at the highest level of competition. It reminds us that there's more to a win than just the final score.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
My pleasure.
This has been The Deep Dive.
Until next time.
See ya.